Doing? Happy Thursday. I think it's Thursday, right? Hold on. Yeah, it's Thursday. Uh, Great day here in St. Petersburg, Florida. So I'm just going live. We're gonna watch the news for an hour. We're gonna see what NBC News is talking about because if I go on Fox, it's gonna be mostly conservative news. If I go on MSNBC, it's gonna be completely ridiculous. Like other news. So we're gonna try to meet in the middle with NBC, which really doesn't have that great of a track record. Also, none of them do. They're all the media. They all lie to us. It is what it is. But the reason why I'm doing this, I have 50 hours of live time to fulfill, and then I can start, getting monetized. And then I'm gonna put out the real content. I'm gonna release a podcast. Yada yada yada. You don't need to hear my boring crap. It's only been a minute. All right, let's do the news. Let's do it. I'll turn that light off in a second. Sorry. Oh, we love commercials. Love them. Especially with lesbians. All right.
Medic, when this is what this woman
Whoa,
does.
whoa, whoa. That's Stuttering John. That's not what I want to watch. What the hell is the damn news thing I just had on?
Possible shutdown just days before Christmas. Tech billionaire Elon Musk leading the crusade against the Republican spending package. Hours later,
I know last time I did this, I got
is this a signal of what to
got concerns that I wasn't holding the camera.
And the stunning reversal as the House Ethics Committee votes to release the Matt Gaetz ethics report. Also breaking tonight, the Dow plunges, marking the longest
we're gonna have to wait till we get a camera
in 5 decades. The stock market rocked by the Fed's 2025 forecast projections. Fed Chair Jerome Powell signaling the Federal Reserve will do less rate cutting. So what does it mean for your wallet? We'll explain. Inside the assassination of a top Russian military general, the new details about the man who was allegedly paid by Ukraine to carry out the attack. Our Keir Simmons at the site of the explosion with more on the complex operation. The journey home for 2 NASA astronauts stuck in space, delayed until next spring. We speak with a former astronaut.
Dude, look at her hair. It looks like Edward Scissorhands. You see that shit?
Gang members strike again. More than a dozen arrested after the violent kidnapping at
Sorry
a
about the shaking
Colorado
of the camera.
apartment complex. At the center of a heated immigration debate. What is happening at this facility plagued with Venezuelan gang violence? The medical industry undergoing an AI transformation. Doctors using the new technology.
As soon as AI takes over, they're going to realize that we are dumb as hell, and they're going to just
now hospitals are
annihilate us.
introducing a chief of AI to their C-suite.
AI is going to F us up in the future, I promise you.
We'll take you inside the medical complex and show you.
They're going to be like, man, I'm not working for these damn humans anymore. We're smarter than that.
2024, we speak with the New York Times about their annual year-in pictures from presidential assassination attempts to the front lines of war and even the Olympics. How they decided which snapshots
Does anyone even
made the
watch
cut.
the Olympics
Plus
anymore?
the new
I don't think so.
cybersecurity threat. Hackers sending out fake Google Calendar invites to access your information. Top story starts right now.
Access your information. I don't know if you guys know this, but the government is constantly
We're following several breaking stories out
accessing
of
our
Washington tonight. First, MAGA rocking Capitol Hill. President-elect Trump rejecting a bipartisan spending bill that would avert a government shutdown.
A House bill?
The abrupt move is sending
term.
Congress spiraling. Trump and Vice President-elect Vance releasing a long and scathing statement railing against the package. Those remarks just hours after Elon Musk blasted the legislation. Musk unleashing a barrage of ex-posts saying the bill should not pass. And a reminder, the tech billionaire is part of Trump.
I don't know about you guys, but I love Elon Musk.
Tasked with cutting down on government
I hope he's not
spending.
like a
The sudden shakeup
Trojan
putting
horse,
House
you know what I'm
Speaker
saying?
Mike Johnson in a tricky spot. Johnson, who signed off on the bill, now forced to scramble and look for a plan B. And time is ticking. The government's slated to shut down just after midnight on Saturday.
Great.
Just moments ago, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries slamming Republicans over the bill derailment. Here's what he said.
House Republicans have been ordered to shut down the government.
How do these idiot senators keep getting
everyday
elected?
Americans
This guy's been there for like 15 years saying nonsense.
Across this country.
And the other major headline, the surprise reversal from the House
like
Ethics Committee secretly voting to release the findings
he's
from
like a
their
sex addict,
investigation
but he's
on
pretty
former
good at
Congressman Matt
politics.
Gaetz. Gaetz resigned just
So
a
he's good
few
at
weeks ago,
politics,
just
but
before the
he
report
loves
on
sex,
allegations
especially with
of
Chinese
illicit
women.
drug use and sex trafficking were
Whatever.
expected to come out.
As long as he's
So
doing
how
good
he's
for our
responding tonight.
taxes.
Here it is. This all
Tired of
topping
paying
off a day that
$8
saw
for a
the
loaf of
Dow
bread.
taking a major tumble, marking its longest losing streak since 1974. The sharp drop after the Fed indicated fewer rate cuts for 2025. We have a lot to get to, but we start our coverage with Ryan Nobles, who's live tonight for us on Capitol Hill. Ryan, what happened here? And is Elon Musk essentially sending out President-elect Trump's thinking on X?
He certainly is having an influence, Tom, and that message has been received by lawmakers here on Capitol Hill. They were set to vote on this massive spending bill that would have kept the government open through March as soon as tonight. But now they are left to grapple with these new demands from President-elect Trump. Tonight, President-elect Trump blowing up a bipartisan spending deal worked out by House Speaker Mike Johnson, designed to keep the federal government open through March of next year. Writing, quote, "We should pass a streamlined spending bill that doesn't give Chuck Schumer and the Democrats everything they want." The bill extended government funding while also adding $100 billion for disaster aid and $10 billion for farmers. But it also included healthcare reforms and a provision allowing for pay raises for members of Congress, leading to conservative backlash. Billionaire Elon Musk, who will lead Trump's effort to cut
that guy is worth $240 billion. Can you imagine that? Imagine having that kind of money.
Bill deserves to be voted out in 2 years. Tonight, Vice President-elect Vance.
That's why I don't hate him, because he could just ride off into the sunset, enjoy his billions, but he doesn't. Elon, he stays trying to help some capacity, to help the
all of it coming after another surprise headline.
Human race.
NBC News learning the House
I think he's an alien, so he's trying to help the human race out.
To release
they
its
sent him
report
down
on
here
former
to help
Congressman Matt Gaetz, according to two sources familiar with the process. Now the committee is set to release its findings by the end of the week.
Truck.
Gaetz earlier withdrew as Trump's pick for Attorney General.
I haven't been paying much attention to that.
The committee looking into allegations of sexual misconduct and illicit drug use, which Gaetz denies. Tonight, Gaetz writing, "I've never had sexual contact with someone under 18. It's embarrassing, though not criminal, that I probably partied, womanized, drank, and smoked more than I should have earlier in life. I live a different life now." A Justice Department investigation into the allegations
pretty sure
was
that
ultimately closed.
every single person is guilty of partying.
Okay, Ryan Nobles joins us again tonight from Capitol Hill.
Getting wasted or whatever,
upon it there,
just
but when
admitted
will
to.
the public see this report?
Well, the timing is fluid, Tom, and it has a lot to do with when Congress can wrap up these negotiations
because
around
all they're
a
doing
spending
is,
plan. What I'm told
I see what they're
is that the
doing.
report will be released.
They're gaslighting. They're gaslighting the Republicans on this one. All right, so let me go back to this thing. I watch this guy sometimes. His name's Mark Dice, right? I watch a lot of my own stuff too, but his name's Mark Dice, and he does a pretty good synopsis of all of the news channels, and he puts them all together and basically sums it all down for you, so you don't have to watch all this shit. Hold on a second. Sorry. So anyways, yeah, I'm trying to find it. Actually, you guys want to watch this funny Steven Seagal thing real quick? See how distracted I get? I start off on yellow, I end up at blue, Alright. It's pretty funny though.
Hi, I'm Steven Seagal. I'm an American. But to me, nothing means America more than
Steven
America.
Seagal is the worst.
So I decided to take a trip into the small towns of America.
It kind of looks like him, as fat as he is.
Being American means to other Americans. You see the little things that make America.
Sorry, I'll go back to the news in a little bit.
You're a good American. Serving clam chowder out of sourdough bowls is what's been keeping the locals coming here to Millie's for the past 20 years. It's one of those little details that make up the great big details of this great big country. I wonder if Millie's around. Hi, Millie.
Hello, Stephen.
You know, Millie, this is one of those places that can only exist in a land that's truly, freely true and free. So tell me, how'd you come up with the idea for sourdough bowls?
Oh,
I wonder
those
who
old
does Steven
things?
Seagal's hair.
Land of Goshen. When I was a
It's gotta
little
be a
girl,
John right there.
my mother used to scoop out the insides of sourdough loaves and fill them up with soup.
It
She
does look
wouldn't
like
have
him.
to do none dishes.
A little sassy. He's a funny
Smart.
guy.
Smarts are the brains that make America think.
You know, my husband always used to say, well, you make way too much chowder. Now, why don't you take all that chowder and open up a restaurant called Leftovers?
What a lovely idea.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Couldn't help but notice your friend here is stuffing her pockets with the sweet and low packets.
And open notice with your friend over here is white, you're black. I don't like interracial relationships. Just takes a dart.
Put the sweet and low back on the table.
What's the problem? It's just sweet and
Put the
low.
sweet and low back on
My
the
problem
table.
is you're stealing from Millie here. And I think we can all agree on this. Millie is America.
Hey, look, we don't want any trouble, okay?
Well then.
Get your receipt.
Because you just bought some.
Ah, that poor cake. Damn it. I'm a fat guy. I want some cake.
Stephen, it was just sweet and low.
Millie, that's like saying it's just the flag or just the Constitution. Everything is part of Steven Seagal's America. So tell me about the sourdough. Is that French?
What?
Sourdough. French.
I don't know. I buy it at
Excuse me a minute.
the bakery.
What?
What?
I didn't do anything.
So you're saying I didn't just see you stick your gum under the table?
No.
No? Tell you what, why don't you take a closer look?
Stop that. Stop that right now.
I blame all you.
You know what's funny? If Steven Seagal does a movie like nowadays, he just sits and fights people. He doesn't even get up anymore.
My restaurant is ruined.
You see? This is how it begins. Bag of sweet and low over here, piece of gum over there. Now a piece of America is lost forever. It's a disease. A disease that's rotting this great nation from the inside out. It's like that disease that you get, you know, in your teeth that rots them from the inside out. What's that called again?
Cavities?
Yeah, cavities. Cavities. So until there's a cure for cavities, we gotta be vigilant and strong.
Alright, I guess we'll go back to the damn thing.
Strong like Millie.
Sorry, I like to add a little comedy. The news is just depressing. But let's do it. So, I'm trying to find the least one-sided news channel that I can. Usually you have to go to either European news or a different country, you know, like possibly Australia. Sky News, pretty good. I'm going to try Sky News, see what's really going on in the world. Not what we are fed. We are fed. Sky News. Alright, I think this one. Oh my god, not the damn drones again.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's best eggs.
I'm so sick about these
They're
stupid
just
drones.
so delicious. With better nutrition too.
I mean, I'm sick of
For
hearing
us,
about them. Not
it's
sick
eggs
of them.
any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's best.
Yeah. All
Well,
right.
an urgent warning from the FBI and state police about all those drones spotted in New Jersey. They're urging the public, do not shine laser pointers at them after several incidents of plane and helicopter pilots getting hit with the lasers in their eyes during flights.
Right,
Do
the
not
White House
shine
finally has
laser
broken
pointers at the
silence on the
drone.
topic, saying that
What
the drones seen over the Northeast are a mix, they say, of law enforcement, commercial, and hobbyist drones, saying no public or national security threat has been found.
This is obviously us flying some shit,
today working to calm
testing it
concern
out,
over
doing
the
whatever the
reported
hell,
drones
distracting
hovering
from
over
what's
the
really going
Northeast.
on in the
There's no
world.
national security threat
So
we're
after
seeing
this,
at
we'll go
time,
to
and no
the
threat to
British
public
news
safety.
and see what's
ABC
going
News
on
cannot
in
confirm
Europe.
what these videos show.
I'm pretty sure it's
National
something
Security spokesman
distracting
John
us
Kirby
from
on
something.
TMA this morning, saying people are seeing a mix of law enforcement, commercial, and hobbyist drones in the sky.
Most of these aircraft are doing good things. They're delivering products. They're being tested for science purposes. They're conducting law enforcement missions.
Drones have been reported in at least 7 states in the Northeast. Federal sources tell ABC News they're deploying infrared cameras and drone detection technology to ensure those flying over New York and New Jersey are not a threat.
Thousands upon thousands fly in our skies legally and lawfully.
They're not a
As we said
threat
today,
because
there are all kinds of
it's
good
the
things
United
for the public
States
good.
doing it to
And the Northeast corridor is one of the busiest.
President-elect Trump demanding more government transparency.
I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense.
The FBI says it's concerned after seeing an increase of pilots
Trump
being
knows,
hit
but he
in the
can't
eyes
say
with
anything.
lasers after people on the ground think they see a drone.
They are privy
Investigators say
to all
do
the
not aim
intelligence
lasers
that
at suspected drones.
current president
We are
has.
also concerned people will take matters into their own hands and fire a weapon at an aircraft.
Drones have also been reported near Trump's estate in Bedminster, New Jersey. John Kirby
course.
says that area is restricted airspace.
Why don't they hit the West
They're
Coast
confident in their
somewhere?
ability to keep that airspace safe and secure. Perry Russell, ABC News, Washington.
Perry Russell. So he has 2 last names. Nice. By the way, what happened to Matthew Perry? I believe his death was wrongful doing. You know what? Let's go see how off topic I get. Hold on 1 second. Matthew Perry, last interview. All right, so look at his last interview that he did.
I want to congratulate Matthew off the top.
Hold on, he did one with Diane Sawyer like a week before he died or something like that. And he was talking about how happy he was to be sober for so many years, and he's gonna, he's helping people, with their sobriety, yada yada yada, and then he's dead in a hot tub.
Los Angeles.
Overdose.
The door opens.
Bullshit.
Oh, it's Diane Sawyer.
Oh, that
That's him about 7 days before he died.
Please,
Matthew Perry is 53
Just look at his
years
facial
old.
expression. I've seen this probably 5 or 6 times. Look at his facial expressions when Diane Sawyer tries to dig into him. He knows he's gone.
Was effortlessly so fast.
He got his limelight and he knew he had to die because that's the deal. That's the Hollywood deal.
All those years ago when we were laughing, we never knew that the young star was fighting for his
You get
life.
30 years of rich and famous, and then, we're going to get rid of you if you start talking about shit.
Over again, and he was trying to keep it a secret.
He
from
tried to come out
everyone.
against sex trafficking.
secrets kill you.
He's dead the next month.
Kill people like me.
Now, Matthew Perry has put those secrets on the pages of a book. It is dedicated to other sufferers who, like him, might need help.
It was important to me to do something that would help people.
Friends, lovers, and the big terrible thing. You start with a thunderclap. First page. Hi, my name is Matthew, although you may know me by another name. My friends call me Maddie, and I should be dead.
Yeah,
Interesting
that's
words.
definitely true.
You say, addiction, the big terrible thing, is far too powerful for anyone
That's
to
how they
defeat
paint it.
alone.
Oh, yeah, he was a
But
drug
together,
addict.
one day at a time,
Died of an
we
overdose,
can beat it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your disease is just outside, just in one-arm push-ups, just waiting for you, waiting to get you along.
He was
Because
worth
alone,
100 and something,
you
120
lose
million bucks.
to the disease.
I
And
wonder where
now
that
I
went.
finally feel okay and feel like I've got some strength.
What does it mean to feel okay?
It means that I've developed some safety nets around this.
See what he's
You
saying?
know, for
Safety
some
nets.
reason, it's obviously because I was on Friends, more people will listen to me. So I've got to take advantage of that. I've got to help as many people as I can.
We've all learned it's not ours to ask someone
they don't want you doing
how
that,
long they've been sober. He says it's why he's written the harrowing details of his journey through alcohol, all those drugs, and the fight to break free.
See, they keep bringing it back to his drug use. He hasn't been an addict for years.
Therapy 30 years, 15 rehabs, maybe at least. Half of your life in treatment or in sober living houses.
Yeah, but he's good now.
He has been in detox, he estimates, 65 times. Survived 14 surgeries after a nearly fatal emergency 4 years ago.
They ran me into the emergency trauma room, and it was in there that my colon exploded. Well, I was put on an ECMO machine. And an ECMO machine, when you talk to any doctor, is a Hail Mary, is the last thing that you do before people die. And there were 5 people that night that were put on ECMO machine, and I was the only one who survived.
He was in a coma for 14 days. As he heals from all he's been through, there's still wear and tear on his voice and speech, and the scars on his body
was
like
involved
a warrior
with gang activity, and pretty much she's like, yeah, this dude a drug addict, so we could like hook him on this shit. They got all of his money.
Death really narrowly.
Perry says he's proof that addiction can enter any home, any heart. He's 14,
they knew they could blame it on him being
and a common
overdosed.
teenage rite of passage.
I'd never
Even though
drank
he's supposedly
before,
clean for years.
I just sort of drank this entire bottle of what was called Anwar's Baby Duck. That was the name of the wine. And I lay in the grass and just was in heaven. And I thought to myself, this must be the way that normal people feel all the time. And I thought that at 14.
His friends could drink and stop. But for him, the relief was so easy it became his destination.
But, by the time I was 18, I was drinking every day.
It's a pattern he continues, even after landing a starring role in a show
Thank you,
that was
the one
called
person that's still
Friends
here.
Like
I
Us.
appreciate it.
But you had no trouble with the lines, you had no trouble with the timing, you had no trouble showing up every day?
Early on, yes. And I made a rule that I would never drink or take anything at work. So I would never do that.
Well, you kind of fucked that up, didn't you?
Blindly hungover, like shaking and crazy hungover.
But still somehow brilliant on camera. Maybe because he's an athlete and young and cares so much.
Well, I loved Chandler. I loved the show, and I also remember this because it's going to be...
For all you new people, this is a week before he died.
Lisa Kudrow
He's all gung-ho about all the new shit he's gonna do.
Everyone else happy.
I find it highly unlikely that he just wanted to do a overdose in a bathtub.
And Jennifer Aniston? They had met years earlier. Perry asked her out on a date. She said no. Let's be friends. You had one of your serial crushes, if I may say.
Yeah, I mean,
you really kind of chain crushed.
I did. Well, how can you not have
she's pretty hot. She's still hot. She's like 60.
And Lisa. So it made it kind of difficult to go to work because I had to pretend that I didn't have these.
Sorry, I know I need to get YouTube Premium.
It is the year 2000, and he's the star of the #1 sitcom on TV.
It's the time I should have been the toast of the town. I was in a dark room meeting with nothing but drug dealers and completely alone for months.
So he's telling you how he
The
died.
spiral into prescription drugs
They
has
took his
begun.
shit over.
He has a memory of the first pill,
Made
as
him a
indelible
prisoner.
as the
Said if
first
you say anything
teenage
about
drink
this, we're
long
gonna
ago.
kill you and your family.
He was making a movie.
They
called
got all of his
Fools
money,
Rush
got
In,
him to
and
sign a
during
bunch of
lunch
shit,
break,
got him
he
to
was
sign his
playing
house
around on
over.
a jet ski.
And what do you know? He was
given a pill
overdosed
for
on
the
ketamine
pain,
in a
and
bathtub.
says it was like warm honey entering
They shook his ass
veins.
down.
I swear to God, I think if I'd never taken
That's
it,
crazy.
none of the
Them
next
people
3
shook him
decades
down.
would have gone the way
You know?
they did. Who knows? But when I woke up,
He's trying to
40
tell
more
us in this
pills had
interview.
been delivered to my house.
See?
They were Vicodin. He tells himself maybe he
He's trying to tell you these people kept me
if
drugged.
he uses pills to tame his fear and self-doubt. More pills of many kinds.
Diane Sawyer just wants to exploit the fact that you used to be a drug addict.
And then went cold turkey one day and felt absolutely terrible.
His body has built up such a tolerance. He takes more pills to stave off withdrawal, and then horrifyingly more.
55 Viking a day, which is where
Glad he's staying off.
55.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15 years ago. Get off the topic. What am I doing now?
I had to wake up and realize that I needed to get 55 of them, or I was going to be really sick. So I did all sorts of things. I had a bunch of doctors, fake migraines, and all that stuff. I guess the weirdest thing I did was on Sundays I would go to open houses and go to the bathrooms in the open house and see what pills they had in there and steal them. And I think they thought, well, there's no way that
Sorry, I gotta pause that real quick. Can you imagine Chandler from the show Friends at its peak coming into your open house and like, hey, can I use the bathroom real quick? And you're like, yeah, go ahead. Next thing you know, all your Oxycontin's gone. That's exactly what he's saying right now. All right, here we go.
Stole from us.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage.
Back to the news, I guess. I hate the news. Sorry, 1 second. Just get my 1 hour in for the day. It's kind of like clocking in at a job, you know. YouTube tells me I got 50 hours to pull of live time, so I'm just gonna bore you guys and watch the news and throw some comments in there every once in a while. But I'm gonna do an hour a day. I mean, I do enjoy it. I want to make it interesting. Maybe you could live chat. What do you want to watch? Sky News. The face merch. Alright.
Margaret, remind us why this extradition hearing is key.
Well, because the crime was committed in New York City, and so the jurisdiction is with the state of New York. And right now, a significant moment in this extraordinary story, because Luigi Mangione is on board a flight at the moment, taking him from Huntington in the center of the state of Pennsylvania to New York City. That flight will land. He'll then be put aboard an NYPD or New York Police Department helicopter and flown to Manhattan itself, and then he will head to court. So we are getting a glimpse of the rather complicated legal proceedings that have been.
So I'm going to turn that off and I'm going to sum that up for you. Basically, it's 3 minutes about him talking about how Luigi Mangione is going to go from Pennsylvania back to New York City and he's going to trial. This guy, he's talking about like, well, he's going to start off in Pennsylvania. He's going to take off on the plane on the runway. It's going to taxi onto the proper runway, and it's going to take off at approximately 180 miles an hour at a 45-degree angle. It's going to fly through the sky, all through the clouds. You know, it's like, you could sum that up in 2 seconds. Dude's going to New York. That's it. That's how they buy time. That's how they waste ours. Oh, I hate the news. All right. He's still talking. He's got 2 more minutes of talking about this plane flight.
Taking place over the course of the past couple of weeks, and have come to a moment today where the authorities in Pennsylvania have handed over jurisdiction to the authorities in New York. What is interesting is that we've heard within the last few minutes that this will that there will be federal charges against him. So state charges in New York. Well, he faces state charges, incidentally, in Pennsylvania
for holding false documents, for having a weapon. Those charges were dealt with this morning in the court in Pennsylvania. He faces state charges in New York for his alleged involvement in the killing of Brian Thompson. But now we have heard federal charges as well, and it may well be that
it's funny they say alleged, but they already have this guy painted as the killer. I mean, there's no way he could ever redeem. Let's say for some strange reason it's not him that killed that dude, right? If that dude ever got found not guilty, he would be worse than OJ status. You know, he's never gonna get hired. I'm sure he killed the guy, but they never say allegedly until now. That's weird. The news is always like, yeah, this is the guy that did it. We're trying to find him. Now they say he allegedly did it. I don't know. They're trying to change their tune. But, yeah, we're on to him. Don't worry about it. We're on to him. All right. So, Bruce Lee. All right, let's watch a little Rogan, Quentin Tarantino.
Birthday party on
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Another thing in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that got controversial was the Bruce Lee scene. Yeah, a lot of people felt like you made Bruce Lee into an asshole.
Yeah, well, okay, that's okay.
Hey, Ali, yeah,
I'm
of
a little
what?
hesitant to talk about this because I don't want like this to be the only thing. All right, that people pull from this show. But I figured you were going to bring it up especially because I heard you guys go back and forth on it in a little bit. I mean, where I'm coming from is
You like Norm Macdonald and Conan O'Brien?
I can understand his daughter having a problem with
I'm new to I don't know how to type back to
all right, I get that. But anybody else, oh, suck a dick. You know, and the thing about it though is, even if you just look at it, it's obvious Cliff tricked him. That's how he was able to do it. He tricked him. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like
I heard Bruce Lee.
It's explained more in the book,
like,
but the thing is,
doesn't know shit about fighting.
They do a three.
He's a good choreographer.
2 falls out of 3.
Choreographer.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
So, Cliff loves shit like that. You know, he has a method, and his method is to give the guy the first fall. Okay, do your fucking move, dude.
Right.
Let me see your move. All right, and he gives him no resistance whatsoever.
Once again, Ollie, what do you want to watch on Conan O'Brien? Just shoot it in the text.
And Cliff, and there's
chat,
like
text.
4 different ways Bruce could have come at him the second time that Cliff would have had very little defense against. But most of the time, if a guy has a particular move and it looks like the guy's a lunkhead, just a big mouth, who can't really defend himself, they do the second move again. I mean, they do the first move again, second time. Well, now Cliff knows what it is. So he prepares for it, he pivots, he catches him, he throws his ass into the car.
Right.
And now the third time will be the charm and he gets broken up. But he just tricked him.
So you want to watch Conan O'Brien at Hot
Ones? If Cliff hadn't been so vicious, he could have even appreciated it.
All right, you can do that. I love Conan.
Oh, yeah, Gene Lavelle, yeah.
Did you research that before?
Yeah, well, I've always known it and everything.
Conan O'Brien.
Really? On Green Hornet. No, it's in Matthew Polly's book. And before that, it's always been known.
Gotcha,
That's
bro.
why Gene Lavelle was brought
Thanks
on.
for tuning in.
To teach Bruce respect for America's
let's
women.
do it.
Bruce had nothing but disrespect for stuff.
Conan O'Brien, Hot Ones.
He was always hitting them with his feet. He was always tagging. It's called tagging.
Conan O'Brien, Hot Ones, YouTube.
And he was always tagging him with his feet, and he was always tagging him with his fist, and they got to be the point
Somehow
where I refused to work with him.
Went to Denzel Washington.
And he had nothing but disrespect for American stuntmen.
Conan O'Brien, Hot Ones, YouTube.
What his perspective would have been if somebody asked him to explain it.
It's like, they're just not good enough. They're pussies.
All right, we're gonna have to take
I want to
this
make it look
one
real.
Okay, so he was.
Conan O'Brien, Hot Ones. This better be good, sir. Oh, my fingers kill me too. Damn you. Conan on Hot Ones. There we go. Sorry about that. All right, this is for Ali's request. Here's Conan on Hot Ones. It's actually perfect time. It's gonna sum us up in an hour as soon as this is done. God, I'm so sick of fucking Post Malone. He's cool and everything, but I'm just tired of seeing his fucking face.
Roll with us.
Plus, he canceled on a concert when I went. I was in Boston for the weekend. And I had tickets to his damn concert.
You don't know what real danger looks like anymore.
Motherfucker canceled. He's like, don't worry, come next Monday. I'll refund you. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be in Florida next Monday, Mr. Malone.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. And today we close out season 23 with Conan O'Brien. He's an Emmy Award-winning talk show host who had a nearly 3-decade-long run on late night. You can keep up with him these days on Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, wherever you get your podcasts. And he also has a brand new travel show visiting Conan fans all over the world.
By the way, Conan is tall as fuck. He's like 6 foot
release on Max April 18th. Conan O'Brien, welcome to the show.
Sean, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
I ask in good faith, how are you around hot sauce before we get started?
I grew up in an Irish house. And an Irish Catholic home in Boston. I never saw spice until I was about 52 years old. So terrible with hot food. I grew up on tasteless food. So this is a whole new experience.
Charles Barkley. Oh, you know, Kim Jong-il, terrible. He a terrible basketball player. He terrible at shooting free throws. He terrible in general. That's Charles Barkley. He just terrible.
If you don't mind, Sean, I'd like to get a quick baseline read. I brought my personal physician, Dr. Arroyo. This is Dr. Arroyo.
Hi. Amazing. Hi. Nice to meet you.
Okay. You don't have to talk to him, just to me. Just get a baseline temperature. What are we looking at? 97.8. 97.8. I run a little cool. Yeah. Also, been my doctor for about 25 years.
Yeah.
Where did you go to medical school?
In 1998.
Where?
Where?
Out of state.
You should go.
Okay.
I apologize.
I want to go on that show.
He's not the best, but
it'd be fun.
He's very affordable. Okay.
I hate hot sauce.
Get nothing here.
I'm about as pasty as Conan is.
Absolutely nothing.
Us Irish, German, and white people,
I guess this is where
we
you
hate
start,
hot
right?
sauce.
I don't fear your wings, man. Bring what you got, okay?
So the travelogue is
Can I
taken
keep
up.
these?
Go ahead.
A little
That's
meat
good
left.
spot for 'em, yeah.
No.
So the travelogue has taken on so many different forms, from the anthropological approach of someone like Anthony Bourdain to the thrill-seeking perspective of a
Anthony
personality like Bear
Bourdain worked for the
Grylls. How would you
CIA on
define
a travel
comedy's
channel.
role in the genre? Like, is it a hack
Executed.
being funny and connecting with new people and
So
cultures?
you guys know.
I love travel, and my mission is that you learn nothing about the
Did
country.
not kill himself.
My job is that you know less about the country after I'm done than when I started. So that's why I love this new show. Is Max just let us go for it, and we visited a bunch of countries, and you're dumber after you see the show, but we had a lot of fun.
Was there anything intentional about releasing the show on your birthday? Or is that just a charming coincidence?
Thank you for doing your research. It was a total coincidence.
I like
HBO
his
Max
denim
called
jacket
us.
though. It's nice.
Is it HBO Max or just Max?
I think it's just straight Max.
I can't get used to it. That's not a better name.
No,
Anyway,
they call it Canadian
Max
tuxedo.
said, Max, that really rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
It's kind of personal because it's just like someone's name. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Wonder what's under those
Max
curtains on the
this
table.
said, hey, you're gonna drop. I think that's what the kids say. On April 18th, and I said, hey, that's my birthday, and they went, huh. So I don't think it was anything intentional. It just happened to be my birthday.
Well, happy birthday to you, Coach.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Are you ready to move on here to sauce number?
If you guys notice, sorry to pause it, but a lot of white people have birthdays in June, August, July, yada yada yada, because we come from those old, Scandinavian countries where they just bang during the winter, and then the baby pops out a few months later. Usually happens in June, July. All right, back to Conan.
on that note.
Yeah, please, because that first one I got nothing. What's this? What kind of
I
sauce
like
is this?
This one is called Smoky J here.
Smoky J.
Smoky J.
Anything I need to know about this sauce before I bite in?
I think the less you know, the better.
Okay, Smoky J.
A lot of spice.
I am unfazed. You mind if I?
Yeah, no, go ahead. It's your
Just gonna have a bunch
jacket,
of-
your wings.
Thank you.
Take ownership from that
Thank
side
you.
of the table. Go ahead. How often do you show up on location somewhere, right? You get to a destination, and your first and immediate thought is, how the hell am I going to make this funny?
Does that guy shave his
Often.
head every day?
That's
Or
70%.
every other day?
70% of the time, and what I call it, I talk to my head writer, Mike Sweeney, and I say, "You've brought me to a comedy vacuum. There's nothing here. There's nothing." Once we were doing a shoot in Finland, and I was in the Arctic Circle, and I was standing on a tundra.
Oh, I was born
and
there,
in the distance, about 400 yards away, were some reindeer, and my producers just said, "And go." And I'm looking around. I'm like, what am I supposed to do, improv with a sheet of ice? But in those situations, sometimes when you think it's going to go very badly, it goes well. Sometimes you think, oh my God, I have it made. This is a perfect remote, and you can't get anything. So it's always going to a Vegas craps table. You never know.
I usually put on roulette. I like betting on black.
It's called Hot Ones. What the fuck's going on? This is nothing.
I'll remember.
You got nothing.
I'll remember these words.
Conan's gonna get no. He's gonna have a hot. This isn't even. I've yet to have any spice at all.
And you know what? I've got a little eye watering. I think you're gonna teach me.
You're meeting your idol.
I think
that's what's happening. I get that from just about everyone in your demographic.
Right. Yeah, go ahead. There you go. Got 3 in there.
Yeah.
So in a late night show, when you see the host toss a commercial, right?
Yep.
And then they lean in and they talk to the guest with the mics cut.
Yeah.
Is that usually like a real chat? And if so, what are some of the go-to
It depends on the host. In the old days, back in the days when I was doing it, and there was just a couple of us, oftentimes there wasn't much chat.
Johnny
Really
Carson
not
used
much
to
at all.
fake.
You know, if you were talking to
Dave
Letterman,
Letterman
he
used to
wouldn't say
fake
too
it
much.
unless he was talking to
The
someone
other
like.
guy, you know, I don't know where he was, but I always try
They
to make
usually just
something
say,
happen.
"Hey,
I
we're
try
on
to keep
commercial.
the rhythm
Fuck yeah,
going.
don't talk to them."
And sometimes
And they
if I
go to
couldn't get
commercial.
them interested, I'd try and say something provocative, like "I bet you live 4 more years tops." And you could see them get a little rattled, and the band would be playing. But I just wanted to keep them alert. But I remember I said that to B. Arthur, and I was right.
B. Arthur? You said that to B. Arthur?
Yeah, I said 4 years tops. And it was 3 years, 11 months.
And saying some time.
Yeah. Well, I'll say
Golden
this.
Girls?
I know you,
Oh, I hate that show.
This is important for me to
Oh
say.
God, my
I
grandma
watched
used to
your
make me
show.
watch that.
You were a
shit.
very good interviewer.
Thank
you. You got a friend.
So, without this, I mean, this is fun. I like this, and I get why you guys do it, and it's really fun and it's compelling. But you are a very serious interviewer. You take it seriously and you ask really good questions. So I'm very impressed with your dedication to it.
I don't know if I said this, but I love Conan
Yeah,
O'Brien.
you'll cut that out.
He's a really great guy. Like
No laughs there.
over the years, he's just been a great guy. He's funny.
What is this called?
This is Los Calientes.
Very nice. Los Calientes. Okay, very nice.
He was offered a bunch of money to sell his soul to NBC, and he refused, and he did his own thing on TBS.
Sure. But you're just choking. You're just choking. So sorry. No, you're just feel for the pulse.
All right.
You've been with me for a long time, but
It's there.
okay. It's very good.
I can
Very
tell.
inexpensive.
I can tell.
Yeah, he has an office in the desert.
What do you think is the most annoying trait or thing a guest can do when appearing on a talk show?
The worst thing a guest can
Not
do is
talk?
tell the audience it's not going well. I've seen it happen many times. It's an amateur move. Because the host can do a lot to let people think it's going great, even if it's not. That there are many things the host can do. The host can be enjoying. The host can act a little bit. The host can do things. Audiences want to see a good show. They want to see a good interview. And I was always amazed when someone would come out and they'd be doing okay. And they'd make a couple of jokes, and it's fine. And then they would just go, and they would look right out to camera, and they would say, "This just isn't going very well, is it?"
By the way, all you guys live, this isn't going very well, is it?
Maybe 200 people sitting there, and I'd see 200 souls leave 200 bodies and float up through the ceiling. Because they were just told they were not getting a good show.
Right.
No, that's not show business. Show business is you're getting the greatest show in the world.
Yeah, you just gotta provide it.
I don't think there's a wing here that I can't eat like it's ice cream. I seriously
I love
don't think there's a
Conan.
wing on this table that I cannot devour like it's Cool Whipped Cream on an August afternoon.
Jimmy Kimmel's the worst.
You're like a Ric Flair cutting a promo right now.
Exactly.
Right? That's the energy that I'm picking up. Yeah, you're really challenging the wings.
Royal, please, could you step in? My pocket's very full. Oh, thank you.
Is there a most harrowing encounter with
We love Ric Flair.
You can recall from all the times that you had
Actually,
animal
Ric
experts
Flair
on the
lives
show?
like 10 minutes from my house.
It happened during the Turner phase
seen him a
of my
couple
career.
times, driving around.
We had someone who brought a lot of
Hulk
animals
Hogan
on. One of them
lives
was
a
a
couple
water
miles away,
buffalo. Massive beast. And I'm standing next to it, and I said, well, I don't even know what we do with it. And someone, a producer, just said, well, just hop up on it. I'm in rehearsal mode, so you just do what you're told. And as I'm getting up on it, Andy said, don't get on that. But of course, I never listened to Andy.
You gotta commit to the
So I get up on
Never
the water
listen to
buffalo, and
Andy.
as my ass hits the water buffalo,
But we love
beats
Andy.
this size, it freaks, it tosses me up into the air. We had it on camera. I go up and I come down on my hip on a cement floor. And as you know, in a studio, cement, it's poured concrete so the cameras can roll. So I bounce off my hip. It really fucking hurt.
When's the last time you
Water
ate a fucking
buffalo
wing?
Makes this bellowing sound. Charges.
Isn't that the point of the
Everyone
show?
runs away. All the cameramen run away. Takes out a camera. The camera people are scrambling, and slips and falls. Then gets up and looks at me. I'm lying on the floor. I jump and I run in the other direction and leap over the talk show couch. I had a hematoma on my hip that was so big I couldn't get my jeans on or off. So they had to cut me out of my jeans. It was this giant. And I just kept thinking, why? It's because you do a show every day. You get into the let's go, let's get this thing going. And I'm just thinking about the next thing. And a voice just said, hop on. And I did.
False sense of security.
Just
the rhythm of the show.
Absolute idiocy. But I lived to tell the tale. And the water buffalo and I made amends. We're good now.
Those things are big. You ever seen one?
Great. Sometimes
I love it. I love it.
I don't know how to problem.
About time you
running out of
ate
pockets.
another damn
I
wing.
do have a lot of them.
That's okay. We got pockets.
Do you take any kind of perverse pride in the sheer number of hours of television that you've created?
I was never that excited about volume. To me, it's whether it's good or not, or and so to me, it was much more stay focused on. Let's really try and keep trying to make something that's really memorable and will stick around, and then get back to it.
And what I'm interested in is how it looks in the rear view for you. Like, does it all fit neatly into distinct eras, or is it all kind of a blur?
This guy's annoying, not Conan, but the other guy.
This is the early era in '93 to '95, where I'm living in sheer terror all the time.
Yeah, it's like the worst question.
I'm waiting for a phone call any second that I've been canceled. So that is a real era. That whole run, Rock Row Center, feels like an era. All the craziness I went through in 2010 is a distinct chapter. Turner is a distinct chapter. Getting to do the podcast, which I love. Sitting down and getting to talk to somebody for an hour is such a joy after almost 3 decades of, that was great, thanks a lot. Okay, we're going to take a little break. We'll be right back. That I loved it, but I love this a lot.
Different kind of muscle.
It's different now, and I love trying this. And then with this new Max show coming out April 18th, I just like that we're really getting the resources to do one of these the way I always wanted to do it. So, yeah, I would say they look like very distinct, separate.
I used to be on SNL, like in 1992-ish. That used to be my favorite show. It sucks now, though. Don't give me a damn commercial.
Brisket is back at Chipotle. Seasoned.
Alright, let's talk about Chipotle. I love Chipotle. I love Chipotle. I don't like the diarrhea.
It's a whole new kind of brisket done the Chipotle way.
But we love Chipotle.
You know this place?
Multifaceted, doctor.
Thank you, doctor.
Whoa.
What's gonna happen? What's wrong with you people? You don't know what real danger looks like anymore.
You guys think we're living in the Matrix?
So, my question to you.
Damn, I just lost 4 people because I said that.
Warm.
Sometimes I just throw shit out there.
Anything at all.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. Oh, here's a question for you.
Yes.
Is it true that while writing at SNL that you would sometimes go downstairs to Letterman's 6A studio and then write material from his desk at the studio?
I would sit. They had like a covering over his desk to protect it from any asshole. And so we were, our studios were at 9, and I would go down to, he was in 6A, which is the studio I eventually took over, but I didn't know that was going to happen.
It's next to
And I would sit at Dave's desk, and I had Dave's perspective, and I would sit there and I would work on a sketch. And then this crazy situation develops, 1 in a billion chance where I get a chance to audition for that show and then get it. But if you had told me that when I was sitting behind Dave's desk as a Saturday Night Live writer, I'd have said there's no way. I'd have also said there's no way there's ever going to be a...
How short is that guy on the left? Look, his feet don't even touch the ground.
I would have been wrong both times.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, you can't...
5'1".
You just don't get
never looking forward.
My throat hurts,
When you
sorry.
took over that 6A studio, did you see any remnants of the old guard? Were there like pencils?
Maybe 5'1".
No, because they put us in different offices, so we were not
I'll
in
try
Dave's
tomorrow.
offices, but we had his studio. There weren't remnants, but there were physical remnants. There were people. There were camera people. There was this guy, Bailey, who was a cameraman who had been with Dave the whole time. And so he was our cameraman. I'll never forget that we kept coming up with these ideas that were much more, involved a lot of running around. I was kinetic, Robert's kinetic, the writers we hired were very kinetic. I had just turned 30.
Doesn't make
So
sense.
all my
You're
ideas were,
kinetic.
I've got an idea, I start running, and the camera's running with me, and
You're
I jump out the
energetic.
window, and the cameraman jumps too. And Bailey, who had been there probably since the 50s, and was used to watching, you know, shooting, I don't know, Edward R. Murrow smoke a cigarette down to the filter. No
But kinetic
filter, no
energy has
filter.
more to do with
Edward R.
gravity
Murrow,
than anything.
goddammit.
Whatever.
That's what he was used to. And then suddenly, I'm here saying, I've got an idea. Bailey, we're going to put rockets on your feet.
A lot of rockets.
Fire you down the hall. How old are you, Bailey? 77.
Can't help
Yeah,
myself.
it's
Damn it.
fun, Bailey. Fun. Arroyo, por favor.
Alright, so they should be at the hottest sauce by now, right?
It was supposed to be. There you go. Cha-ching.
Ever graduate?
He's gone.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
Now
Oh
I
my
want.
gosh.
Now I want chicken wings.
Come on, man, are we doing this or not?
Yeah, no, I'm with
Are we doing it or not?
No, I'm on the same
What's
page.
the point of even being alive if we can't do this?
Right, now I really do feel alive. I do feel
Conan
alive.
is really
okay?
funny.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I might hiccup through this.
Yeah.
I wish that was my uncle.
This one, I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling it a little bit.
My uncles are boring, manic.
I'm feeling it. I'm
No,
feeling
yeah.
this one.
Little tremor.
It's just starting to creep through. You know? I'm feeling a little bit.
I can't stop.
There's a little bit of a burning,
No.
but not much.
Which US
Sleep
president do you
apnea.
think would be the best podcast guest on Conan O'Brien cover?
You
I
try
got
to
an uncle
talk,
that looks like fucking.
but your lips have been paralyzed.
Well, he sounds like
Right,
Darth
right,
Vader
right.
when he's got his apnea machine on him.
I got that out.
He's
I think
like-
maybe you're having a problem.
All right. I think everyone in the studio will agree.
Which US president do you think would make the
I'm
best
your
podcast guest that
uncle.
Conan O'Brien needs to put?
Do they have to be living?
No,
Richard Nixon.
Nixon.
Oh my God, it'd be fantastic. He's such a comedy figure. When you think about it, and we could get into water, and then he would try to be funny, like, I've got a funny line. You know, it'd be fantastic. The voice alone, I would have to say, probably Lincoln. Can I just take a second and say this is starting to hit? I think, no, yeah. Can I just say, I don't have a lot of regrets in my career. Pouring this onto the wind,
Right.
and then licking it off,
And
in
Do a shot of it.
retrospect,
Drink
I
it.
bet you it's good footage.
no, yeah, it's good.
But
it's good TV.
I'm starting to feel some sensations.
And you know what, Conan? If you weren't so braggadocious in this front half, I probably would have stopped you from doing that.
No,
you know, I would have
can't.
protected
You
you from
can't.
yourself.
You can't stop me from being who I am.
That's exactly right.
To quote my hero,
Exactly.
Popeye, I am what I am. Okay? I said it and Gandhi said it. And Popeye, that is who I am. I've got to go for it. Whatever I do, I have to go out.
Wow.
It's not a bit. This is life. This show is a bit to you. Because it's not a bit. It's your show. Don't say commit to the bit. This is life.
Right.
You got to grab it by the balls.
No,
Dr. Royal, would you check on my foot here? Just get a quick test.
Yeah, it's not good.
Not good? Do you have anything beyond that?
No, he's...
Okay, I'll just take you at face value on that. Not good?
Yeah, he's not a good doctor. He's an affordable doctor.
Do you have a favorite mediocre president?
Well, that's
Yeah.
mediocre president?
Mediocre.
That's so mean. I'm gonna go with Warren Harding. Okay? Good looking guy. He was in the
I'd
Oval
go with
Office like 3 days,
LBJ.
wrote
Even
on
though
a
he had
note,
Kennedy killed, he was
"I am
pretty
not fit to
mediocre
be
after that.
president. This job is too hard." And then to solve matters, he takes a train trip and dies mysteriously because he ate some bad lobster. So you gotta give it up for Warren
Maybe,
Harding.
maybe Bush. Bush was just
No
nothing.
argument there.
Yeah, he knew
Jimmy
he
Carter
couldn't
was
do the job and
bad.
said, you know what? If
Bad.
anyone got some lobster that's been out too long, I want to eat it on a train where there's no
Bush Sr., by the way.
And that's what they did.
Bush Jr., ugh. We don't negotiate with terrorists. Yeah, well, you certainly did to get 9/11
You can
done.
win big on Hard Rock Bet.
Oh my God, not Postal.
Or a Post Malone size bet. Oh, yeah. And you don't need to know every...
Take your music and shove it. I ain't listening to you no more.
Don't do the sauce? What's on the sauce? I can't get this open. There we go. And a little bit of this on it?
Yeah, go. I'll join that.
That's the sound the Three Stooges used to make when they were doing anything destructive.
Yeah, Curly.
Everyone watched the Three Stooges?
Yeah.
Mistake.
You guys know the Three Stooges? They kept their same salary their whole 40 years of doing television.
This is a mistake. Every step of the way,
$25,000 a year. The Three Stooges.
Incredible. Oh my God. Oh my God. Someone say oh my God.
That's like me when I'm waking up.
I love it. I love it. Me too.
I'm right here the first time in 15 years. This is to you.
Hey, to you.
Call the wife.
When I know I don't have to go to work.
Okay, yeah, you gotta. I mean, at this point, what are you gonna do? This is tell us what we're eating here.
So this is the Last Dab experience. It is made with almost pure Pepper X.
Pepperex? The fuck is Pepperex?
Oh my gosh.
Sounds spicy.
Join you at the party, going out with a bang.
You gotta go. Isn't this the season finale?
You're exactly right.
What's the point of globbing it on there and then just
out.
shaking it off? Snort it.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Oh my God. You say this is pure pepper?
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing here. There's no insulation. There's no safety net.
No. Straight concentrated pepper to the dome. Incredible.
He's handling it pretty well.
Incredible.
I'm not getting it. I'm just not getting it.
Oh my God.
Oh shit.
What's wrong with me? Why can't I feel?
No.
Hats off to Conan.
It's gonna hit me soon, right?
It's got a build on it.
It's got a build. It's starting to build right now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's building.
Yeah. And it's kind of not going to stop.
No, this isn't gonna
But
stop.
that's okay. I got a little bit of a wind up.
Yeah, it's coming back.
I know.
That's a man devoted to his craft just to make people smile, man.
But Conan O'Brien, the good news is that's
It's a true, funny
date
gentleman
with the
right
Rings
there.
of Death. We're here
Not this
about to
bald
drop.
fuck. Conan.
I'm fine. I'm perfectly fucking fine.
I'm not
You didn't come up with.
Just literally chugged the hottest sauce ever to make us laugh. Thank you, Conan.
Oh,
if you were crafting a curriculum of a comedy survey course,
it's like Anthony
can you
Cumia.
give us one book to make sure that your students understand that the building blocks of comedy are not at all new?
What are you going to read? Read widely and read well. There's comedy in the Old Testament. There's comedy in the New Testament. You can read all kinds of stuff. Just don't lock yourself in to it's got to be some comedy from the last 10 years. No, there's great comedy out there that was written a long time ago. What's funnier than Don Quixote, Sancho Panza? You know, this is good stuff. The classics are funny. You know, you can read Chaucer's tales. They're funny. There's funny everywhere. Don't be a snob. Look high and look low. A Mad Magazine is funny. There's funny stuff online all the time. There's no reason.
All right, Ali, I see why you suggested this. Thank you, sir.
These aren't the rantings of somebody who's had some bad chemicals.
It was a good show.
And overdid it to be funny and relevant to people who are at least 50 years younger than him. This is a guy who's just being on a show, and it's legitimate. So I say, here's to you, Sean. You're a great motherfucking host.
Right back.
And I'm glad I'm here. And I'm glad we had a great time. And I don't care. I don't care anymore.
Wise words from a wise and
I love
stable
Conan
man.
O'Brien.
A man who's doing everything he can to be on the show that everyone has young wants him to be on.
Just barely, and now there's nothing left to do but roll out the red carpet for you. This camera, this camera, this camera. Let the people know what you're
Shut up,
going on in
Baldy.
your life.
Go back.
I have a show. It's on Max. They used to call it HBO, but people found that too popular. So now it's Max, because that really rolls off the tongue. And it's a funny show. 4 episodes are going to drop at me going all over the world.
Does anyone know what HBO stands for?
18th. That's right.
Home
My intestines
Box
turned into
Office.
acid, and I can still remember the plot. That's a professional. If there was a mic drop, I'd do one. But I didn't do a wing drop. April 18th. Check it out.
If I wasn't holding the phone, I'd clap.
Dr. Royal.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's not good. That's dead either.
You're not a doctor, are you?
I should be.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Was he going to tell you what it's at?
No, he doesn't even understand the numbers.
It's up 2 degrees from when we started the show. No lie.
That's the info I was after.
I love how you ruined me, but saved your suede jacket.
I literally just.
I know.
Look how short that guy is compared to him. Holy shit.
You know the
I
jacket.
admire a guy who hosts Hot Ones and wears beautiful suede. Oh, yeah!
All right.
Camera Guy Bill here for a spicy PSA. Here at
So,
Hot Ones,
ladies and
we
gentlemen,
love
I really appreciate you guys
baseball.
tuning in. Like I said, I'm trying to build a channel. I need to get 50 more hours of live time.
Basketball.
Sorry.
Did you even fancy horseback?
I need to get 50 more hours of live time, and then we start monetizing it, and then I'll put out some great content. Right now, we're just watching the news or whatever you guys want to watch on YouTube, and we're just watching it and commenting on it, and we're having a good time. So, thanks to my friend Ali, who suggested the Conan O'Brien stuff, because we were watching the news, we're watching the drones. Of course, that got very boring very quickly. But thank you, Ali, and yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, maybe later tonight, who knows. But have a great day. Thank you. Enjoy yourself.